Okay, here we go. All right. So, Mike, you've been working on the title aspect of the white paper. Tell us a little bit more about that. What's the research telling you? What are you finding? Because I know you own a title company as well.
Yes. So here in Memphis, I'm 1/3 owner of a title company. Just recently, actually, I've used the same title company for the last 20 years, and opportunity presented itself. And it's funny, in our group, in the Whale Club, we've been talking about blockchain and title for a long time within the group, and trying to figure out, okay, what's going to happen? Because we're trying to predict when something's going to happen or what's going to happen and how fast it's going to happen. But what the research that I'm seeing is that there is this big, huge stumbling block for just overall like adoption for America, right? If you just want to adopt blockchain for America, well, you can't do that because first of all, you got state, and then you've got county, you've got city, and you've got township. There's all sorts of different ways that a town or a county does title. So what I've been researching is this, and some of the talking heads have said it just takes really one city or county or township to do it really, really well, and to take all the data that they have and put it on blockchain. Mm-hmm. And so somebody's got to lead the way. Yeah. And right now it seems like that's happening in two places. On the East Coast, it's Miami and Florida, and some other little places in Florida. There's actually a title company called Proppy that is putting title on the blockchain as we speak, and kind of they seem like they're leading the way. But it's what's crazy is, you just take the word chain of title, because that's what we're used to. You bought property, right? When Paul buys property in Colorado, and he bought it from Sam Smith. Well, now it's changed over to Paul Sparks or Bunny Hill Properties. And, you're part of that chain of title, but it's all on paper. It's all on microfiche, or, depending on where you're at, it's in some cabinet, right? Mm-hmm. In a county, and it's recorded, and now it's on the internet. But, what do we trust? What makes that immutable? And so basically, when a county or city or state says, hey, we're going to create the chain of title on the blockchain, and they commit to it, and they commit to making all their properties on the blockchain, that's going to cause other townships and other cities and states to kind of look at that and go, okay, all right, maybe we need to do that. So it's kind of like this. It's like the internet in the 90s. What did we use the internet for in the 90s? Right. I went to school. I'm kind of a dinosaur. I went to school at the University of Arkansas between 1993 and 1998. And in that time period, we got email. Like email was awesome. And then by the time I graduated, at Napster. Are you familiar with Napster?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So we went from email to downloading, TLC waterfalls, which I don't know why I randomly.
That's definitely was downloaded by myself as well. So
yes, exactly. So, all the Snoop Dogg's stuff, all the Dr. Dre, everything was now downloaded on our computer, and we thought, oh, this is cool. We get free music. And so, but that happened from 1993 to 1998. So what I think that will tell us is that the technology and the adoption and the way that this will happen, it could happen faster than that. But I expect somebody to really, super, I don't even know if the word's called, I don't know what I want to say progressive. I just want to say somebody that's leading the way technology wise. And that seems to be that would either happen in Puerto Rico, somewhere in California, or in Florida, that says, hey, we're gonna, we have this skill set, we have the talent to figure this out and put this on the blockchain. And once they do that, and then people will imitate it. Mm-hmm. And then And then it'll be just like, if I'm trying to predict things, somebody will try and compete with it, and it, will, some other, it'll be on the blockchain, but maybe we'll use NFTs here, or maybe we'll use tokenization here. It'll all get worked out because the market works, and whoever's got a really easy, simple system for keeping the chain of title on the blockchain, it'll starting to be implemented throughout the country, I believe.
Yeah.
But we're a ways away. But why do we need that? And have you ever had a title problem?
We have title insurance, right? Yes, I have had a chain of title problem. And before you go into that, I wanted to tell a quick story about just like my mom is she runs a title company, right? You're working with her on the white paper. I remember growing up in the 90s and her having boxes and boxes and boxes of files, file cabinets everywhere. She had storage units full of all these files. Like, how we accounted for things prior to the digital age was with paper. We just wrote it down on paper and stuck it in a file. Now, you probably had 2 of these documents, right? But like, what happened when we went from accounting for things on paper to accounting for things digitally? Well, 1, we had a much better way to account for the information. 2, we had a much better way to access the information. And 3, we had a better way to verify and reduce errors, which is what you're getting at, right? And so that paradigm shift from paper to digital, I would argue we are experiencing the same level of a paradigm shift from the what we call accounting 2.0, which is like a double entry. Your contract says this, my books say this, right? Both of our books say 2 different things, which is why you could potentially have chain of title problems, right? Because it's 2 different accounts of it. What the blockchain does is it's a single entry, and it makes it better, easier, faster access, better accounting, better verification. It's a massive paradigm shift. What do you think about that?
I think I would classify it as a massive paradigm shift, because if you think about kind of what you just said, so in the title company that I have is 47 years old. We have a 3,500 square foot building. We have 1,000 square feet upstairs. You know what's upstairs?
Files.
Yeah. And they ended around 2012. What happened around 2012? Well, now we can do what we call e-file. And so now, boom, oh gosh, we can actually do this on our computer. And then, so yes, it's a perfect kind of example of what that looks like. And I think one of the things that drew me to crypto and drew me to Bitcoin and learning more information about it. And, that's really, again, why I'm in the whale club is is mainly one reason. I want to learn more about something and different aspects of it, because I do believe that it's totally going to disrupt a lot of different industries. And so why not be on the forefront of it and understand it? But what I was going to say is, with regard to the chain of title, can you imagine that this happened last month? We closed a property and we had to deal with another title company who did the title, and they forgot to scrub a lien from a bank, HELOC, off. And so now this person owns this property and it has the HELOC on there. And in order for them to then refinance that property, they've got to deal with the bank. And guess what? That HELOC was never paid off.
Yeah.
It was not paid off, and it wasn't caught. So the idea of having a smart contract, right, that attaches itself to your property in the blockchain, when somebody wants to do a HELOC, that's there. That's immutable. That won't be missed by a title search, because if it's a smart contract and the owner of the property says, yes, I want a HELOC for $20,000, and the bank then says, okay, here's your money for $20,000, and now they've attached their second or whatever they do with the HELOC on there, then that reduces the liability, and that in my mind sometimes either lessens or completely annihilates the need for title insurance, because if it's immutable and it's on there, then we can agree that, and if it's all done by smart contracts and we all agree that it is, then it disrupts the title industry in a big way.
Yeah, it certainly does. Well, I appreciate you sharing all that. If you guys are interested in what we're talking about here, you can check out more at blockchainwhales.com. And of course, Mike is working hard on our on the application of title and ownership transfer for our white paper.